Hi again, everybody, and welcome to Inside Golf. I'm Harry Donahue. Today, we're back in Bucks County in Yardley at Makefield Highlands, where they say Makefield Highlands redefines public golf. It's been a year since we've been here, and talk about redefining. Look at this, a golf board, and who on board? Bob Doria.
Nice to see you again, Harry.
PGA professional general manager here at Makefield Highlands. This is just one of many new things happening here at Makefield Highlands.
Yeah, we got a lot of terrific stuff happening. This year we had the U.S. Open qualifier here. We've done a recent kitchen expansion, and now the latest thing, we have golf boards here at Makefield Highlands, so you can surf the turf.
And Bob's doing a pretty good job for a young fellow, right?
A lot of my young staff are giving me instructions on how to properly drive one of these things.
You do a pretty good job, whether it's in the parking lot or out on the golf course. And speaking of which, we're going to be back here in just a moment. Look at some of the changes underway here at Makefield Highlands, both with the infrastructure and also out on the golf course and on that all-important practice range where your staff is busy, it seems, 24/7.
Always, always. We have 4 PGA professionals on staff, and they're always trying to improve everyone's golf game.
Stay with us. More with Bob Doria, his staff from Makefield Highlands, next on Inside Golf.
Inside Golf, presented by PGN Plus. Play your golf bucket list. By Jersey Man Magazine. It's a Jersey way of life, and Philly Man Magazine, bringing it to Broad Street. And by the Philadelphia Section PGA, experts in the game and business of golf.
Got a young golfer in the family? Whether their dream is to grab a national ranking or just have more fun on the golf course, sign them up for the Philly PGA Junior Tour this summer. It's competitive play on premier courses for boys and girls 18 and younger throughout Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and Delaware. Perfect for gearing up for the next high school or collegiate golf season. Available to both new and competitive golfers. Registration now open year-round. Help your young golfers find or improve their game. Sign them up today at phillyjuniortour.com.
And welcome back to Inside Golf. We're here at Makefield Highlands in Yardley, Bucks County with Bob Doria. He's a PGA professional. He's the general manager. You wear a lot of hats, I know.
Busy person.
And this is the place where they redefine public golf. And part of the redefinition underway right now, as we speak, is this little area here. You've got a tent, which is going to become a fixture at Makefield Highlands, plus a little patio area. You got a lot of things planned. Tell us about it.
For the 2015 and 2016 season, we've basically put in place a tent for us to handle weddings, bar and bat mitzvahs, and other events here at Makefield Highlands. It'll seat 150 people. We also have a patio here at Makefield Highlands in order to do cocktail hours as well as other parties and other events.
And all this overlooks your beautiful golf course.
Fantastic view, as I said. Best view in Bucks County right here.
Absolutely, and when you have the events here, the golfers, when they come up for their 19th hole, still have their patio, which in the future may be extended a little bit.
Yeah, we're looking at expanding the deck, and while that may not happen in 2016, that is part of the future plans here at Makefield Highlands, always trying to improve the product.
You know, talking about improving the product, I know improving the number of golfers has gone up substantially. You were telling me earlier some 250 rounds a day?
Yeah, Makefield Highlands averages about 250 rounds of golf per day. This recent Sunday we did 292. So this is a very busy golf course, and we have players coming everywhere from northeastern Philadelphia all the way down from New York City.
And the other thing is it's convenient, not just for New Yorkers maybe, but for people, and I'm not talking about Bucks County residents. As you mentioned, Northeast Philadelphia is literally maybe 20, 25 minutes away, right up 95. From 95, you can be here in a drive and a wedge, right?
You got it. We're right off exit 51 off of I-95, the last exit in Pennsylvania, right before the Scudder Falls Bridge, and we're only 1 mile off that exit. Very convenient. Easy on, easy off.
Now, talk about the changes underway here at Makefield Highlands. They are substantial, but let's also talk about getting a tip from a PGA professional like Bob Doria. One of the things I would like to see from you is maybe something on the putting green. Do you have some time?
Yeah, I think
Can you even help somebody, a hacker like me?
We can help everyone. All right, Harry, looking forward to helping you out with that putting, getting you to hole more putts.
I need all the help I can get. Well, as we look at this view, Bob, from the 18th green, I'm reminded a couple weeks ago I was in Ireland. This is, minus the Atlantic Ocean, the views that I got every day when I was playing 4 rounds at Ballyliffin. This is spectacular.
It's fantastic. Here's the highest spot on the golf course, and you have a great view of the surrounding area. Best view in golf.
Unbelievable.
I always joke it's a fantastic cubicle.
Now, one of the worst views in golf for me lately has been a 40-foot downhill putt trying to just get there within 2, okay? The lag putt, it's become my nemesis, my enemy when I stand over this thing of late. What can you tell me today maybe that'll ease some of the pain?
Well, you've probably seen the top player right now on TV, a guy by the name of Jordan Spieth. Jordan does a couple things that are very unique when he's putting. One of the things he does is he actually looks at the hole on short as well as some of his longer putts. And we're going to talk a little bit about that. Many of you played basketball in your youth, or you're playing basketball now, and when you're shooting a basket, are you looking at the ball or looking at the hoop? We want to get you to think about you're not hitting the ball as much as feeling for the distance you're trying to send it. And that's going to help you with your lag putting and getting you so you're getting it within 2-putt distance and not having those dreaded 3-putts.
Yeah, you don't see too many guys doing that. Jordan Spieth now, because he's the #1 ranked player in the world, all of a sudden everybody is noticing it more.
Right.
But, you know, it takes, I guess, a little bit of practice and a little bit of, you know, self-confidence to say, hey, I can do that and maybe it'll work.
Yeah. Yeah, and you know what, Harry? We're going to do a quick little demonstration here. We'll see if we can pull it off like we did a couple of years ago.
Okay. Can I borrow your, now I notice you have the thick grip here, the super stroke, huh?
Yeah, I'm getting
What is
up,
that mainly designed for?
I'm getting up there in age like many of our golfers, and what it does is it takes the hands out of the putting stroke. It makes it more of a shoulder stroke, and it makes it a little easier to roll the ball to your target. So you've seen a lot of the pros on the tour have gone to this, and as well as a lot of us local pros have gone to the larger grip.
All right, Pro, we got this, like I said, about what, maybe a 30-footer?
About a 30-footer. They're tough on this green, a little downhill, a little left to right.
Okay.
Let's see if I can give you a good read, Harry.
All right.
We want to make sure we can make 2 putts and get out of Dodge.
Okay, so maybe about 3 holes out on the left, huh?
About 3 holes on the left, that's correct.
Now, I'm going to practice what you just told me. I'm going to look at the hole rather than the ball most of the time.
Right, what I want you to do, Harry, is look for the spot that you're aiming at. Get yourself lined up to the spot and try to roll it to that spot. This is a pretty quick downhill putt. So we've picked out our spot, make sure we're lined up to it, and then we're going to feel for the distance.
All right, I'm looking at as if the hole was maybe a little past halfway. Oh, this is tough, Bob. I can't even take it back looking up there. Well, you saw what happened. I lost my club head speed. Let me see how you do it the pros way. Look up, look down again, and now another look up and let it fire. You got the line. He's got the line. Oh, you know what? That is a very good lag putt. That thing started in and then it kind of leveled out a little bit. But I know I can make that one.
You know you can make that one? I think I can make that one too.
You know, do you think because of what Jordan Spieth has done, and I've heard Dave Stockton talk about it too, people will start to experiment more and trust themselves with that type of putting?
Yes, it's one thing that people don't realize is that by doing that, you have the best opportunity in order to make the putt and lag it within that distance so you can make the second putt.
Okay, yeah, it seems to make sense. Like you said, whether it's shooting a basketball, playing darts, now with the putter, look at the target and just let it go.
You got it.
Well, we've moved over from the putting green to the practice range. Ed Gibson, he is director of golf here at Makefield Highlands. Another change at Makefield Highlands. Last time that we were here, Ed, you were what, director of instruction?
Yes, running the golf academy here for the last 5 seasons.
And you're still giving instructions.
Oh, certainly.
You just
yeah.
have a bigger title and a bigger paycheck. You know, I was watching you earlier give some lessons.
Yeah.
And you were talking to a senior citizen about the possibility of him coming out of his shot when he reaches his low point, pulling back. And as a result, that's a top, folks. And
yeah,
a lot
sure.
of us, unfortunately, can sympathize with that gentleman. Do you have any tips on how that can be cured or what to do about it?
Sure, yeah, as can I. Most golfers tend to fight that shot where we're coming up and hitting them thin like you're describing. The lesson this morning, he didn't really have a routine. So a lot of students, we just try to get them to create a routine if they don't have one. And for him was just a quick little practice swing, certainly not to slow play down, but to feel the turf. You know, let the club head brush, feel the turf during your practice swing. It certainly helps him to keep his chest over the ball to feel the turf and then come through and then kind of repeat that during the swing.
All right, you've talked about it. Can you give us a little visual look at what you were talking about?
And what I was saying to, his name is Elliot, what I was saying to Elliot was, you know, my routine kind of starts back here. What club am I going to choose how far do I have. But then for me, when I come in, I'll take a quick little practice swing here to feel it. Like that swing, I didn't hear the turf. So I'm gonna try to feel that, or hear the turf real quick. I'll put the club down behind the ball, left foot, right foot, and then kind of, off we go. So, but that practice swing quickly is to feel the turf, because how many times are we on the golf course and we don't have this nice level lie? But a little drill to feel that was for him to hit some iron shots, or drill when you're hitting your iron shots is to bring your feet a little closer together, to kind of force yourself to, because he was fighting balance, and then one thing leads to the next, right? If I come up out of that, I could lose my balance a little bit. So a drill for him and for other students, and I've done this for a long time as well, to feel balance, is to hit some shots where your feet are closer together, forces you to stay over it a little bit longer. You can go a little slower at first because you're going to fight your balance, but the idea is when you have the feet closer, I have to stay over and rotate and turn.
Give us a look at that again.
So if I do that here with my feet a little closer.
So your feet are almost right next to each other.
You're almost like a
your
club
heels
head,
especially.
Yeah, almost like a club head length between the toes. So you kind of get set up normal so you can gauge your spacing, and then bring them in, and then then try to rotate and hit it. I had to do that a lot because those pros in the air that have helped me, I've fought that slide. So for me, when I have my feet together, if I did that, I lose balance.
That little sway move, right?
Yeah.
And that's like maybe the worst possible thing you
exactly. So, but for him and for a lot of players that come up, if your feet are closer, you're not going to fall over, but you're certainly going to lose balance. So it's a good way to start practicing that and feel it.
Good tip.
Yeah.
I'll have to remember that the next time I'm out there on the practice
You
range.
get 5 minutes, do it on the range.
And on the golf course.
Absolutely.
I kind of almost come out a little bit.
Out a little bit with the club head?
Kind of keep club head out.
Golf course superintendents
are the unsung heroes of our great game.
Thanks to the game's efforts,
we now have turf that needs less water
and is more sustainable
and offers natural wildlife habitats on our courses.
If you love golf like I do,
like what I do,
thank a golf course superintendent.
Thank a golf course superintendent.
Do thank your golf course superintendent.
Thank a golf course superintendent.
A message from the Golf Course Superintendents Association of America.
Welcome back to Inside Golf from Makefield Highlands. We've moved over to a practice sand bunker area. Vinnie Piazza
Thanks, Harry.
is going to take us through maybe the bunker shot that gives you the most trouble. We don't have enough time for you to do that to me, Vinnie, but Vinnie, you're going to take us through 3 different shots of bunker play, right?
That's right, Harry. First shot is just going to be a normal flat bunker lie. The second one, I'm going to teach you how to hit a ball on the upslope, and third would be on the downslope here. So let's get started. Usually I like to use my 60-degree wedge. Anything with a lot of bounce, usually 54, 56, 60, something with high bounce that helps you get through the sand. Today the sand's a little wet, so we're really going to need that extra bounce. My main focus when I hit a bunker shot is I want to excel through the golf ball at impact. A lot of problems with amateurs, they decel, they don't finish their swing. They kind of just stick the club in the ground and they don't finish. So we really want to explode through the golf ball and hit down and through. So let me get you going here. Flat lie, open the club face. My feet go left, I aim left, open. I like to draw some lines if I'm practicing.
Yeah, make sure you don't do that in competition.
Yeah, they don't want to do that in competition. They'll penalize you for that one. So we want to aim left. We want to put the ball in the front of our stance, open the club face, and I really want to focus on exploding through the shot. We're going to hit about an inch behind the ball, down and through.
Take us up here to a slope.
We're going to be on the upslope here. Now, main thing we really want to focus on the upslope is that we're keeping our shoulders parallel with the slope here.
So the slope here is basically on an angle like that?
Absolutely, almost
Your
like a 45-degree angle.
Are parallel to that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So same concept. You want to aim left. Don't have to open up the club face as much because there's already a lot of loft with the slope. What I want you to focus on though is we have to finish high. We have to finish with the slope. If we take our normal swing, we're going to dig right into the lip. So I really want to focus on finishing high with the slope.
Now, do you dig your feet in before you take that shot? We often see guys really anchor themselves,
yeah,
with both feet kind of digging in beneath the surface
Little
of the
bit.
sand. What's the reason for that?
Just for stability purposes. Okay. Yeah. Especially my back
Another
foot.
question before you start. On your takeaway, do you take it on a normal swing? Do you take it outside?
I kind of almost come out a little bit.
Out a little bit
with
the club head?
Kind of keep club head out in front of my body a little bit.
Okay, and then down and through like the previous.
Down and through, an inch behind the ball. Finish high with the slope.
Oh, perfect.
Just like that.
Hold it out.
Over here we have the downhill lie. It's basically the complete opposite concept of the upslope. I want to get my shoulders parallel with the ground.
So this time you're going this way.
Going this way. We want to finish low.
How about ball position? Any difference?
Same thing. I always play the ball in the front center part of my stance.
Even though it's a downslope, you still play it forward a little.
I do, yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And instead of finishing high,
we're going to finish low. Low with the slope.
Just give me an idea how the finish is
Absolutely.
going to look.
So want to make sure
without
my shoulders are parallel with the ground, and I'm maintaining that angle throughout my swing here. So I turn, and when I come down and through, I want to finish low with the ground.
Okay, I got you. All right, make it happen, Captain.
All right. Open my club face way up, weight on my front foot, ball just front of center. A little long. A little long. Hardest shot in golf right there.
But you hit it straight, you got it out, down and through, and finish low.
That's right.
Vinny, it's been a pleasure.
My
Three
pleasure.
different types of shots from bunkers. Here, let me kind of,
oh, look at that.
As we say, leave it better than when you found it, right, Vinny? Well, we're going to continue now with our final lesson here at Makefield Highlands with assistant pro Kevin Nicholson. Kevin, first of all, good seeing you again.
Good seeing you, Harry. Thanks for having me.
Kevin is here to show us how to hit the driver. You know what they say about driving for show? Well, he's going to show us here the final tip of the day, how to really get it out there. What do you think are maybe the key essentials to being a good driver?
Well, what I tell my students and you know, when I play in pro-ams and amateurs ask me about driving the golf ball, even though I'm not the tallest guy in the world, I can, you know, get it out there pretty accurate and pretty long. But the fact of the matter is that I think of three key elements, and that is grip pressure, how hard am I holding the golf club, how much turn can I make, and that's based off of your posture and your stance. And then the other thing is too, do I release the golf club properly? Because you don't want to release it until post-impact.
Some of the best golfers in history have not been above 6 foot. I'm talking about Ben Hogan, Jack Nicklaus, Gary Player, just to name a couple. So don't worry about the height.
I've never been in the same paragraph with those three.
I just put you there. All right, Kevin, give us a look here.
Okay. Well,
so when you first set up, we didn't talk about ball position. Why don't you?
I have my little stick out here, and basically what I'm trying to do is again, you want to get the ball as far forward as you can without getting it outside of your front foot. So I have a lot of people, you know, who will play everything off the middle of their stance, and that's when I get the stick out and make sure that they keep that heel right on the inside part there.
Okay, now, next step.
So now, grip. Well, we don't want to have the death grip on this thing, because if you do, you're in trouble. You're not going to be able to release the golf club, which is the third element. But I will put a little bit more pressure into my left hand, because the left hand does control the golf swing. You know, again, I say this jokingly, we should all be called left-handed golfers, even though we're right-handed, because the left-handed controls the golf swing. So my grip pressure, I just want, if you can do this, Harry, real quick, try to pull that out of my hand. See how you got a little bit of pressure there? That's all you want. You don't want to be able to put the death grip on there, dragging me all over the range. The other aspect is turn. How much turn am I able to make? Because again, we don't want to stand up here with a big wide stance like this or a narrow stance like this and be able to tilt like that. We don't want that. We want to be able to turn. So again, being athletic, shoulder width apart, okay? Get yourself in a good athletic position, almost like, you know, you're in a defensive posture in basketball, or you know, a shortstop trying to get ready to take a ground ball. Now I can move back and forth and side to side. In the golf swing, if I'm in an athletic position, now I'm allowed to make a bigger turn, because the last thing I need to do is get myself this way and get my center of gravity all out of whack. Gotcha. So the third element is, and I see this a lot in a lot of amateurs that I play with, is the fact that they're actually trying to create more lift. And what I mean by that is, again, when we hit a driver, when we get to impact, we want to have our head behind the golf ball, because again, it's on the tee. we want to try to get a little bit more on the upswing. You see a lot of tour players, you know, if you get those split-second cameras, you can see that the bottom of that golf club, sole of that club, right before impact is almost touching the ground. So what we want to do is we want to be able to, and this is where release comes in, you want to be able to hold that angle as long as you can to get to impact. Because what will happen is this, I get a lot of people that come over the top, get that right hand involved, and get this way. And you can see with my clubs like that, I'm actually, you know, adding loft. See a lot of pop-ups or guys trying to really get it and get off the sole of the club and hit a ground ball.
Now you talked about left-hand dominance a little bit at impact and right after. Is the left hand pretty much just turning over, or what is the position of the left hand?
Basically, when we get to impact, we want that left hand to be right here. Okay, see how it's that left hand is straight going that way,
just like it
toward
was
my target.
at address.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So then again, after we get to impact here, that's when we want that club to release.
Okay.
Because if we release it early, we actually add loft to the golf club, and we're not going to hit it as far.
Give us a couple looks here.
You got it.
You got that new Callaway driver too,
I do.
huh?
I do.
Tell us about that.
Just about to come out in the market. This is the Alpha 816 double black diamond. Phil's playing it. Phil Nicholson plays it. Gary Woodland plays it. Patrick Reed plays it. A lot of the guys, a lot of the Callaway staff guys on tour, bringing this into play. I mean, I've hit the ball 10 to 15 yards longer with this thing. And I've only had it in the bag for a couple of weeks. So again,
when you get up on that tee on a par 4, it's like, are they off the green yet? Huh?
We have 3 of those out here. So, all right, here we go. Play that ball in front of my stance, right off the inside part of my front foot.
Four in the trees.
If you can stay perfectly in balance like this, again, most players, most tour players that you see, and Ernie Els is a great example. Els only swings a golf club at about 80-85%, and he makes it look so effortlessly and you know, and so fluid.
But he's still about 118
exactly.
mile-an-hour club head speed.
Exactly. But again, if you can get yourself to here and stay in balance, it's a home run.
Kevin, I wish it was that easy from your lips to my game and to the folks out there. But boy, you can hit a golf ball.
Thank you very much. Thanks for stopping by again.
Stay with us. More to come right here on Inside Golf.
Front nine and back nine are similar in nature. The back nine's got a couple of more hills on it.
The focus, the feel, the friends. Golf isn't just a game, it's an experience, and PGN Plus invites you to experience golf like never before. PGN Plus provides golfers with access to the area's exclusive private courses, and for existing country club members, PGN Plus enhances your membership with intra-club reciprocal play. Select your course, book your tee time, and play the best private clubs the area has to offer. Create your free account today. Visit pgnplus.com, your invitation to private golf.
Welcome back to Inside Golf. We're here at Makefield Highlands with Bob Doria. And Bob, we're standing adjacent to the third hole, which is, interestingly enough, a par 3. Tell us about, and this is a good example of it, you have several tee box options depending on the player's choice and level of play.
Yeah, Makefield Highlands has got 5 sets of tees. The course plays anywhere from 5,300 yards from the most forward tee to over 7,000 yards from the back tee. We also have some combinations where you can play our blue and black tees and get to 6,800. You can play our blue and white tees to get to 63, or you can play our white and gold tees and be around 5,800. So we have the variety that all these tees are sloped and rated, that depending on how much golf course you want to have, you have that opportunity here.
And it's always, I know, you know, the PGA of America has been stressing, you know, play it forward, you know, keep it within your own talents and abilities. Right?
Correct. I'll tell you one thing, I'm getting older in age. Playing off the back tees makes for a long day. I like teeing up forward as much as possible. Birdies are a great thing.
Birdies are always a great thing. Speaking about birdies, let's talk about this par 3 that you have here, number 3. Huge green, a lot of contours, a lot of options for pin placements.
Yeah, we have, our greens are extremely large, very slopey, and there's a lot of pin placements on them. Right now our greens are around approximately 10 on the stimp meter. We had a little rain earlier this morning, so they're probably a little slower than they usually are. They were running up to 13 for the U.S. Open qualifier, so it made for some very interesting putting. The day after the U.S. Open event, our superintendent kept the course in the same conditions. We had the greens ruled one more time, so the public had an opportunity to experience what it's like to play on a U.S. Open setup.
Is this one of your favorite holes? I mean, in terms of the 18 you have here, I'm sure you have several, but where would number 3 rank?
3 is a great little par 3. It's the shortest par 3 on the golf course. It's a great opportunity to make a birdie, but we have some bunker complexes where if you don't pick the right golf club, it can be a double bogey as well.
Is there a difference between front 9 and back 9 here at Makefield Highlands?
Front 9 and back 9 are similar in nature. The back 9's got a couple more hills on it. There's a couple of holes that are a little bit more picturesque on the back 9. Also a little bit more on the forced carries. We have a couple of areas on the back 9 where you have some wetlands areas.
Okay, how about from 3 we go to a par 5-4, but there's a whole nother section of the front 9 to our right. What holes are we looking at back here?
Well, the 3rd hole here, the 4th hole is actually a short par 4.
Oh, okay.
The hole you're thinking about, Harry, is our 642-yard par 5-7.
That's the one. How can I forget that?
But the 4th hole is a 330-yard drivable par 4, especially in the middle of summer when it's warm. The 5th hole is also a short par 4. Risk reward. 2 is a possibility. We also have seen you can make 6 or 7 very easily. And then it's followed up by a very strong par 4-6, the dog leg left with bunkers around the corner of the dog leg. Great golf hole. Par there is a great number. And then we finish it right going back towards the house, the 642-yard par 5-7.
Unbelievable. And what's the hole on the back 9? Is it the dog leg left?
Yeah, number 15.
Big carry.
Big carry. Last time, if you saw when we did Inside Golf, the last time we had Kevin Nicholson, our PGA professional, play the hole from 425 yards with just a driver and a pitching wedge.
Driver and a pitching wedge, just a normal day, right?
Yeah.
If your name's Kevin Nicholson.
If your name's Kevin Nicholson.
Unbelievable.
Along with being stewards of the game of golf, your local PGA professional wears many hats.
We are teachers.
We are players.
We are managers.
We are merchandisers.
And community leaders.
But we all wear one badge.
PGA professionals are well-trained experts who work hard to share the joy of golf with our neighbors for over 90 years. To find your local PGA professional, visit phillypga.com. Brought to you by the Philadelphia section of the PGA.
We are the experts in the game and business of golf.
Well, that's going to do it for this week's edition of Inside Golf here at Makefield Highlands. Bob Doria, you are one lucky guy. In addition to Bob, they have 3 other PGA professionals. We met them all. We had Ed and Vinnie and Kevin. Those guys are great instructors at a great facility. Like I said, you're one lucky guy.
I'm very lucky to have, with myself, we have 4 PGA professionals on staff. We can get your golf game straightened out and getting you ready for being out on the course this year.
And all the amenities, redefining public golf, like where we are right now.
We have the Highlands Grill here, and of course we have 8 craft beers on tap, and we have people like Pam here to make sure your day ends on a great note with a nice cold one.
Boy, Pam is ready to serve. Thank you, Pam.
You're welcome. Thank
you, Bob. It's been a pleasure once again. And folks, I'm Harry Donahue. Remember, no matter how bad it's going for you, it never is going bad here at Makefield Highlands. Don't pick up. Stop in and see Bob and the staff. See you next time on Inside Golf.
Inside Golf, presented by PGN Plus. Play your golf bucket list. By Jersey Man Magazine, it's a Jersey way of life, and Philly Man Magazine, bringing it to Broad Street. And by the Philadelphia section PGA, experts in the game and business of golf.